Welcome to Rise Anyway, a space where we explore what it means to rebuild, to grow, and to start again. I'm Guy Christ. Every episode is a quiet reminder that no matter how far you've fallen, you can always rise anyway. Rise Anyway, Episode 10, Temple Grandin. Different mind, extraordinary impact. Her story doesn't begin with applause. It begins in a quiet room in post-war Boston, where a little girl hummed, flinched, and retreated from a world too loud, too bright, too much. Doctors told her parents that she'd never speak, never function, never belong. Her mother refused to believe them. Instead of an institution, she chose therapy, structure, and stubborn hope. That little girl's name was Temple Grandin. Temple's early world was chaos in stereo. Buzzing lights, scratchy clothes, sudden touch, the sharp noise of everything. She didn't speak until she was almost 4. She was the odd child, teased, misunderstood, and nearly forgotten. But in that swirl of confusion, one constant emerged: curiosity. She wanted to understand how things and beings worked. The hinge in her life was a teacher, Mr. Carlock. He didn't try to fix her. He tried to focus her. When she returned from a summer on her aunt's ranch, fascinated by how a cattle squeeze chute calmed animals, he said, "Build one." So she did. At 18, Temple built her first squeeze machine, a wooden contraption that applied deep pressure evenly across the body, a personal sanctuary that quieted her nerves enough to think, to focus, to sleep. Years later, she would publish scientific research on that same principle, proving that deep pressure therapy could help others like her find calm inside chaos. Temple Grandin doesn't think in words. She thinks in pictures, a mind like a movie editor's room, running images forward and backward, testing, zooming, fixing before the first line is even written. Her memoir, Thinking in Pictures, revealed that inner cinema. Her TED Talk, The World Needs All Kinds of Minds, turned it into a movement. That visual mind found its most unexpected home in an unlikely place, the livestock industry. Where others saw chaos, Temple saw patterns. Where others saw animals in panic, she saw the environment that caused it. A reflection in a puddle. A chain swinging in light. A straight chute that screamed danger. So she redesigned everything. Curved alleys that guide animals gently, solid walls to reduce distraction, and a center track restrainer that holds securely without pain or fear. Today, over half of the cattle in the United States are handled using her designs, because one autistic engineer refused to accept cruelty as normal. Her motto is simple: nature is cruel, but we don't have to be. Temple earned her success the slow way: BA, MS, PhD. Each degree another layer of translation between her inner world and ours. She became a professor of animal science at Colorado State University, a designer consulted worldwide, and the author of books that changed how we think about both animals and autism. Nobody understood autism back then, she often says. But instead of anger, she built a roadmap, one that blends support with stretch, patience with purpose. Her message to parents and teachers is both practical and profound. Teach social skills explicitly, give kids projects that matter, and let their strengths lead the way. Temple's breakthroughs reshaped 2 worlds: agriculture, where she made compassion part of design; education and neuroscience, where she made difference part of progress. She didn't just make systems more humane, she made minds more visible. The world needs all kinds of minds. I am different, not less. Nature is cruel, but we don't have to be. They aren't slogans. They're survival strategies. Temple Grandin never asked the world to erase her differences. She asked it to use them. She taught engineers that empathy can be measured. She taught farmers that kindness can be built. She taught society that diversity of thought isn't a challenge, it's an advantage. In a world obsessed with sameness, she stands as proof that the future belongs to variety, to minds that see differently, think differently, and dare to build what others can't imagine. Because different minds don't just think differently, they change everything. Thanks for listening to Rise Anyway. If today's story moved you, share it with someone who might need a reason to keep going. You can follow the show for new reflections every week, and remember, you can't change the past, but you can always change the path you're on.